Hi, my name is G. Lopes, and I'm here with Vicky. Vicky, how are you today?
Well, now I'm done because you're mind blown that just happened. How you doing?
I'm supposed to ask you that question. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, G. I'm in Miami, home with my family, working from home, and I got to eat lunch outside in the sun, and so, nothing better than that.
So, Vicky, you just told everybody you're in Miami. Please tell everybody you social distance.
Okay. Honestly, we should upload the pictures that I took because it's crazy. Lines are empty, like probably two people at a kiosk, and just workers literally just sitting there waiting to help you. Just waiting.
What if you fall asleep on the plane and you have that mask on? You could potentially drool through the mask. What do you do? What do you do then? All bets are off at that point. If you're drooling through the mask, that thing just became like the ultimate adult bib. So this week we are talking about Father Abe's video about silence, something that I know nothing about and that you know nothing about. But listen, just so people understand though, between the two of us, Vicky is the bigger talker.
Vicky, I think it depends.
No, it doesn't. In what situation do I talk more than you?
These work, theology, tech.
So I'm wondering if you can talk from your perspective of just the whole concept of silence and how you feel Father Abe's video impacted you, or what did you get from Father Abe's video?
So this is probably one of my favorite videos so far, because I would love to master the art of silence, which is like ridiculous. But I think Father Abe did a really good job of inviting those that are watching to embrace the silence around them as it is now. So, not jumping into, okay, I'm going to sit for an hour of meditation, but like, do I have 1 minute by myself that I don't need to turn on music? Or can I get in the car for a few minutes and make the short drive silently? Like, I think those are really good baby steps to help people move into the direction of silence. But really for the talker that I am, like you saying, I really do enjoy silence, or rather me being silent in the presence of other people, which is why I have no problem sitting and listening, asking questions and listening, which sometimes, gets me in trouble. But I really, gee, what's my nickname for my questions?
What is your nickname? Am I supposed to know this?
Yeah, what do you say that I am?
What are you?
Ruined it. I think there's something like really beautiful about just allowing someone to just say what they want. But then also being comfortable in silence. Like I really actually, again, for the talker that I am, I'm really comfortable in sitting in silence, especially when I'm really familiar. Like I could sit with G, I could sit with you and like be comfortable not talking just because, I don't think it's not something that I feel like you need to fill up space, because I also don't think that that's like the best way to approach a conversation. Like Father was saying, a conversation or a relationship or anything that you have with anybody, like to sit there and fill it with something. It's just filler. It's not real, and you don't really have to do that.
Right.
But I do find it hard to be silent in prayer. So, and that's been for a long time. And I probably when I was just leaving high school or a little bit before that, I began journaling. So journaling in mass, like during homilies or during the readings, just so that I could like pay a little bit more attention. It just helped me really like focus, but something's developed there. So it wasn't just about like focusing while people were talking, but it was just like exercising that moment of silence in prayer. So I know writing isn't necessarily being silent because your mind is going, but it helped tone down what was happening. And then I also was able to like look back every once in a while and see the growth that happened in prayer, to see, which prayers God had answered, or to see what I was continually praying for and how it changed over time. And I think that was really good for me because I didn't have to sit there out loud and be like, dear Jesus, and like spill everything out, but it could be instead like a written conversation down. So that was really helpful for me this quarantine. I've experienced a little bit of like what Father was saying, and I only noticed it yesterday on the plane. Like I've been so self-isolated for so long away from strangers that I got used to being really quiet. Like, your own noises you make, or you're used to them. But when you get near a stranger and you hear the words that they're saying, the little mumbling, the tapping, I was like, I'm going crazy. You know, I've enjoyed this time a lot because I think I was able to, I live alone and things like that. So I was able to like grow and being quiet that way. But this has been such a different time because everyone is in the same boat.
I think when silence happens, though, I think it's the unstructuredness is so intimidating. I think the word is that I'm looking for, because I don't know what to do next. It's almost like when you're meeting somebody for the first time and you're just trying to fill in the space. You're just like, so. That's exactly how I feel. So I really, I struggle with that because sometimes I also feel like undeserving of silence, because I think that silence really forces you inwards and for you to really think and reflect. And sometimes if you're an anxious person and you're left alone to your own thoughts, sometimes that can be really, that's not a good one sometimes. But if you have a really deep spiritual life and you just sit there and just, you think about all the stuff that the Lord has given you. And, sometimes in my opinion, I feel that I feel just really unworthy, like I'm just like, wow, like I have a lot, like quarantine, I'm not suffering that much, and do I deserve that? Do I, so yeah, I think that's the best way for me to sum this one up, is that for me, silence is intimidating. So Vicky, going back to the video, Father Abe shares some of the fruits of silence. So for those who haven't seen it, I'll make sure that I'll transition that up here. But some of the things that he mentions are clarity, peace, joy, relationships, and faith. So Vicky, I'm wondering if maybe you can share maybe one or two of the fruits that you've enjoyed from this, the fruits of silence.
Yeah, I think mainly peace and relationships. Relationships are like a really important aspect of my life. Like I really cherish the relationships that I have with people, and they're just really important. So I think the silence I've been able to foster with people, like the comfortability that I have like with silence, is just really deep in those relationships. Like there really are certain people that I could just sit in silence with, but also like sit in silence, actively listening to like what they need to share, and be able to just be someone that they can like be open with, and that's been a growing process, and truly like a fruit that's come from just time spent in silence. And then the other is peace. So I really feel that peace of silence, or the fruit that comes from silence outside. Like that's where I find my haven, especially in front of like water, like any kind of like body of water, really, at the beach. To me, I can sit there I'm not like a music person at the beach. I don't need to have music on, but I can sit there reading, or like it doesn't matter what's happening. So I think those have been two huge.
Father Abe, though, goes into some practical steps. So we're seeing this a little bit more and more in Father Abe's video, where we're transitioning from so he goes from like topic to this is how we can do it. So I think that's actually a really good motto and transition for us. So we're talking about it. So like, how are some of the steps that you take? So for Father Abe, for example, like he gives a few things. Like one, like he shares that you need to reduce some of the noise in your life. Okay, like pick one device, stick to it. Now then, he also saying carve out some time for complete silence. So Father Abe is actually giving us that tip of, okay, you need to do this, and I'm like, no, I can't do this, and he's telling me to do it. And then lastly, when silence happens, embrace it. So with that, what are maybe some additional tips, or how have you practiced what Father Abe is saying?
I think it's important to find, if you're thinking, okay, so if you're looking at relationship with God, I think it's really important to find how you can best communicate with God. And then making sure, or trying to move in the direction of incorporating some silence into that. So if you're journaling, pick a quiet place to journal, right? And just stop writing for a second. Just wait. See if there's something that strikes you. Or if you're journaling with music, what's the word that strikes you? Write it down. Think about it. Things like that.
I think one of the things that I've been doing is I've been meditating. So I have a few, good apps that have helped. So for those who are looking for a good meditation app, so I use two. I use the first one is Calm, which is really nice because it's really, there's no like program to it. You could just pick whatever meditation you want for the day and you can do it. And then the other one that I use is Headspace. So that one is another one that I use, but it has programs. So it really gives you like steps and tips and progresses you little by little. So I went from 5 minutes of meditation to like 30 minutes of meditation if just silence, which is really nice.
RG, any shout outs today?
Yes, I actually want to shout out all of the high school and college graduates of 2020, but also like, let's not forget our little people, the 8th graders, the 7th graders, the kindergartners, okay?
Yeah.
They're also, listen, for if you've ever attended a kindergarten graduation, those things are fun. They put on their decoration, they sing a song, get a diploma, and then real life first grade, okay? You can't miss out on those opportunities, all right? I don't know why you're laughing. So shout outs to all the graduates, most especially kindergartners. You are the future. Thank you everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. So far we've been having some pretty good feedback. So really, if you guys have any feedback for us, make sure that you let us know. Again, if you feel like being awesome, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Do not thumbs my video down. Okay, and listen, I say it's my video because I edit it. All right. So if you thumbs it down, all right. Show yourself, like I said. Okay? Make sure you hit that notification button so whenever a new video pops up, you get the notification. My name is G, that's Vicky, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Peace.